Hey guys, this is Ochi Total coming at you guys again with another video. In this video, I am going to talk about the double standards when it comes to standards between men and women. Now, women, you will say you want a guy who's tall, have an athletic body, and makes a lot of money, and do all sorts of things, right? But then when a man say he wants a woman who's healthy and cooks and cleans and friendly and cooperative and submissive, you say, oh, those women don't exist. Oh, your standards are way too high, but yet your standards are not way too high. This is the problem that I have with women. It's just, you can have standards for a man, but yet a man can have standards for a woman. Most men do not want to date an overweight woman. Most men do not want to date a woman who's big boned. Most men do not want to date a woman who's rebellious. Most men do not want to date a woman who's not friendly, meaning feminine. Most men do not want to date a woman who can't cook or clean. Those are realistic standards. Unrealistic standards is, I want a supermodel who can do those things for me. An average woman can do that, but a supermodel is she's all about herself. You know, I'm not saying a supermodel can't cook or clean. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that, bro, you're not going to get you a supermodel if you work at Wendy's, if you work at McDonald's, if you work at Arby's, or you work at Walmart, all these retails and whatever, all these minimum wage jobs. A supermodel won't even take you seriously. She won't even look your way. Same thing with you women. If you want a man who looks like a jock, who have an athletic body and makes a lot of money, but yet you're not even in his level, meaning you're not in his level in health, you're not in his level in looks, and you're overweight, and you're in debt, and he's not going to take you seriously. So understand this, women and men, that you need to have realistic standards that is realistic. And what I mean realistic is reality, not a fantasy. Okay? So when I see women who degrade men for not wanting overweight women or ugly women, we are shamed, we are put down, and you should love her the way she is. No, look, that doesn't mean I treat her like a piece of crap. That doesn't mean that. I have every right she deserves respect just like everyone else deserves respect. But do I have the right not to date her or find her attractive? Yes, I do. I have every right to not give her a chance. I have every right of myself to not date her. If I don't find a woman that looks sexually, physically pleasing in my eyes, then I'm going to say she's just not my type. Don't feel bitter and upset because I say that, look, you're not my type. I don't really find you physically attractive. A woman have every right to say that to a man. She can say, look, I don't really find you physically attractive. You're just not my type. Notice how men and women defend women for saying that I don't want to date a guy who's overweight. I don't want to date a guy who's shorter than me. I don't want to date a guy who makes less money than me. You have every right to have those type of standards, but a man said the exact same thing. You are shamed. You should love her the way she is. You don't know if she could be the greatest. No. You cannot be shaming us men when we have standards for ourselves. You can't be doing that, women. You can't just tell men, oh, you're being judgy. You're putting her down. You should love her the way she is. If I get to know her and her character is great, I do love the way she is. I love that she is a great person. That's what I love about her. But if there's something physical that I don't like about her, then I'm just going to say, look, you seem like a great woman, but I just don't find you physically attractive. That's not me being disrespectful. You know, look, it is human nature for us to find, it is human nature for human beings to look on the outside more and look at it as pleasing and beautiful more than we look on the inside. We ignore the inside if we see the outside it doesn't look good. That's just the truth of human nature. If I see a beautiful woman and her character is perverted, materialistic, ratchet, and just untamable, and I know she's like that, I'll ignore her character and just say, maybe she can change. I can change her, or, maybe she's having a bad day, or I can make all these excuses. I'm making all these excuses because she looks attractive. So I'll just brush it off and then just ignore the fact she's like that and just try to convince her that I'm the one. I can change her, all that other stuff because she's attractive. Same thing with the man. This chick knows this man is no good. This man is all about the streets. This guy loves to have women all over him. She knows it. She sees it. She knows his character, but she ignores it because he looks sexually, physically pleasing to her. So she brushes it off and makes excuses for him. So women and men, this is human nature. Especially you women, this is human nature. You have every right to say, I want a man who's tall, who's have an athletic body, and who have some money in his pocket, and etc., right? And yet you don't get shamed by men and women. But when a man said it, he gets shamed by women. Not mostly men, but mostly women. Because you say, I don't want to date a woman who's fat. Oh, well, you can't say that because maybe she have she may have a diagnosis. That's the reason why she's fat. There's men that are in the same boat as a woman. He may have a disorder. She may have a disorder. You can't just say that, well, you don't know that. Why can you say, there's fat women out there that got eating disorder. That's the reason why she's fat. Just like men. Men got an eating disorder and they can't change. They can't help their weight. So you got to accept it too. So women, understand this. A man can have standards just like you can have standards. If a man can't reach your standards, realistic standards, not unrealistic standards, but realistic standards, he needs to deal with that and needs to move on. Just like you, if you don't reach his type of standards, then you need to move on and suck it up like a real woman and just dust yourself off from the pain and move on and keep on moving. Because no man and no woman who got some realistic standards for women and men are not going to settle for less and then say, well, you should really accept me for who I am. No, they do not. They can accept that you're a good person from the heart, but if they don't find you physically, I'm not saying they should treat you wrong and treat you with disrespect because you don't look physically pleasing. We're not saying that. What we're saying is we are not going to accept what we do not want. If a man clearly says he don't want to date a woman who's overweight, who look like Jabba the Hutt, who looks like Ugly Betty, and looks like freaking Honey Boo Boo, we have every right to not find that chick attractive because of those features that she have that we don't find physically attractive. If a man looks like freaking Jabba the Hutt, or look like Eric Cartman from the South Park, that's the only men I can come up with, then she have every right to reject him. And don't get mad at her because, well, she judged me because of my weight. Man, she don't want to date why else she will judge you, man? She don't want to date a man that she have to pick him up every single day. Well, not based on her hands, but gotta use a bulldozer. Like, come on. So that's all I have to say in this video, because I'm just sick and tired of the double standards when it comes to men and women. A woman can have standards and nobody's saying nothing, but especially if it's unrealistic standards. But if a man have unrealistic standards, I don't mind it, because hey, those are unrealistic standards. But if a man have realistic standards, a lot of these women say, you're wrong for having those standards. Those type of standards don't even exist in this world, and your standards exist in this world? Okay. But yeah, women, do not shun men for their standards, especially if they isn't realistic. And men, do not shun women, especially if their standards are realistic. If both of y'all do not reach each other's criteria, do not shame or talk down to one another. You guys have different opinions and different attributes of a man and a woman that you want. There will be a person out there that will accept you for who you are. Most men and women do not want a man and a woman who's overweight. That's just the truth of it. It's just the truth. But anyways, this is Ochai Toto, guys, coming about you guys. This is Ochai Toto with this video. Tell me what you think about this video. Leave a like, subscribe, and tell me what you think about this video of men and women. When it comes to double standards between men and women's realistic standards. Anyways, peace.